It's Thursday night. You know what that means. We're going to be live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as you can see, I had a little help making my promo today. And hope to see you all tonight. It will be my last live before I go on vacation. And I hope to come to you live from Punta Cana next week. But see you in a little bit. Love y'all. Thank you, Zion. Hi, Russell Spears. Thank you for joining me. Hi, glasses would be good. I'll get them in a minute. Lisa and Kristen and another Kristen and Rick and Rich Smith and Wood something and Bob and James, thank you, and Angel, thank you, and 4-boy mom. I like that 4-boy mom. I'm a 3-girl, 1-boy mom. Hi, Danny Gohan. Thank you for joining me, and Payne and Chris was it? And JC and Blue for Change and Angel and Chelsea and Donna and Rodney and Big D Texan. Is that what that said? And then the username, hi truckin' something, and Big D Texan sent me likes, I think. Hi Baja, I love that, that's great. Big Dallas, oh, well, I will tell you, Big D Texan, I grew up in Texas. We lived in Killeen. My dad was in the military and he was stationed at Fort Hood. We lived in Killeen, we lived in Waco, we lived right outside of San Antonio, and I lived in Texas till I was probably about 8 years old. I was born in Kentucky, but my parents were both from Kentucky. Hi Daniel. Hi Daniel. So hi from the Big D. Oh. Hi Greg. And hi Mother something and Wolfette. And Mark Sundin and Isaac. You're in Amarillo. I've never been to Amarillo, but you know why I like Amarillo. It's such a beautiful name. And I love, one of my favorite songs is the George Strait song, Amarillo by Morning. I love that. And isn't Amarillo kind of like Austin with music? Isn't there a big music place in Amarillo like there, you know, like Austin city limits? Hi, from Virginia. Hi there. Thank you, Wolfette. Thank you for joining us. And 21 Anthem and Rose and Dog and Young Guy and Patricia and Glaze of Mine. That one was Imagine Something, and Susie and Everett and James and Thomas and Trippy something. I apologize. I don't have my glasses, and I'm going to wait till one of my moderators gets here, and then I'm going to go grab a pair of glasses. I don't know how, well, I do know how it happened. 6th Street in Amarillo has a lot. Okay, I thought Amarillo was known for music. Is there a place in Amarillo, and I could be completely off base, but for some reason I have some memory of there being a TV like a sort of like Austin City Limits, if any of you have ever watched Austin City Limits on PBS. Hi Everett. Everett Ever. I can't half see. But I seem to have some recollection of there being like a television show kind of like Austin City Limits, only it was broadcast from the something Armadillo, and I was thinking that was in Amarillo. Is there a big music place like Austin city limits called the something armadillo in Texas? Somebody answer that for me. Oh, thank you, Wolfette. Thank you, sweetheart. This is not my natural hair color. My natural hair color is actually black. I'm talking black, not dark brown. But it's mostly gray now, because, you know, my dad, by the time my dad was probably 35 years old, his hair was almost completely white, and my hair grayed. Not as prematurely as his did, but I have a lot of gray, and it's easier to, my daughters don't like me to have gray hair, it just disturbs them. So it's a lot easier to keep it blonde than it is to try to, and plus I'm a little long in the tooth to be dyeing my hair black. It looks a little harsh. Oh, is it really? Is anybody else having a problem with my screen freezing or the connection going in and out? Because I will tell you this, Wolfette, and I'm not saying it can't possibly be on my end, but here I have fiber optic Wi-Fi. It's 1,000 megabytes per second, so typically it's not on my end. That is not to is not to say that it couldn't be. But if it's my connection, then everybody's going to be experiencing that. And if it's on your end, it'll just be you. So, but I mean, I'm saying that about the Wi-Fi that I have here. That doesn't mean it can't be glitchy. It's been glitchy before. Thank you, Shelly. Hey, Shelly, will you do me a favor and kind of mind the store, whatever you need to do if people ask questions or something? I gotta go grab a pair of glasses. I'm a little discombobulated today. Usually I have everything set up. I'm a preparer. Not by nature, but by necessity. But for whatever reason, well, no, there's a lot of reasons, but I didn't get everything. I got everything set up. I finished up everything I needed to get done to set up at about 7:15. Usually I'm done at 6:30. Oh, I can't see who asked that question. Avery, what kind of music do I usually listen to? Well, I will tell you this. Thank you, Shelly Belly. Oh, thank you, Ron. There is not a music genre that I don't like. And I'll take it to the far. I like everything from choral music to opera to classical to rap and thrasher metal and everything in between. There's not a genre I don't like. I've never met a music I didn't like. That doesn't mean I love every piece of music. I mean, I honestly cannot think of a song that I have ever heard that I didn't like. I love some more than I do others, but I honestly cannot think of ever hearing any music that I didn't like, other than, now there is some of the, if the musicians are talented and the singers are talented and the songwriting is good, or just whatever, if they're talented people and it's good, then I like it. Now, you know, there's a lot of people that play music that don't necessarily. Yes, I do. I think that is one of that song, Tennessee Whiskey. I don't know who wrote that. I don't know if Chris Stapleton wrote that or who wrote that or how old that song is. If it's a new, you know, I know the Chris Stapleton version, and I'll tell you, Chris Stapleton to me has got one of the best voices to come along in a very long time in country music or whatever genre he is. And that is a beautiful song. Absolutely beautiful song. One of the best new songs I've heard for a long time. You know, Bad Spats, you know, I'm old enough that I remember Tiny Tim from the Johnny Carson show. And him and Miss Vicky getting married on television. I actually remember when that happened. I kind of like him. I kind of like him. Hello there, Diane. Hello. You know, I think what it is I have a certain amount of respect for what any artist chooses to do. And you got to give him credit for, you know, being unique. You got to give it to him for that. I mean, I don't know. You know, I play a lot of songs on repeat, you know, like over and over, as my son-in-law would tell you, for days sometimes. I wouldn't be putting that on repeat. I wouldn't be putting Tiptoe Through the Tulips on repeat and listening to it over and over, but I absolutely, Mothers of Invention. And I will tell you, I actually saw Dweezil Zappa, you know, back years ago. It wasn't, I don't know, at least 7, 8, 9 years ago. Dweezil Zappa put back together the Mothers of Invention. They were not all the same people, of course, but he recreated the Mothers of Invention, and he did a concert tour called Zappa Plays Zappa. I actually got to see that, and in a pretty small venue too. I saw that at Lifestyles Pavilion, Shelley, and I actually got to sit in one of the press boxes or whatever they're called up there. Hello, JC. Hello, sweetheart. Hi, Dog Paws. Yeah, but yeah, I'm a big Zappa fan, and Mothers of Invention, absolutely. Hi, 2010. I don't know what that says. It's Dean Dillon for David Allan. I stand corrected. It's Dean Dillon for David Allan Coe. Did I miss a comment? I don't know what that means. Chris Christopherson. His name is with 2 K's, Wolfette. It's K. K for Chris and K for Christopherson. Wrote it for George Jones. Well, let's find out. Ziggy, who wrote Tennessee Whiskey?
Tennessee Whiskey by George Jones was written by Dean Dillon and Linda Hargrove.
There you go. It was written by Dean Dillon and Linda something. But you know what? You know, I don't know. I love Zappa. Weasels rip the flesh. I love him. I am leaving, Janice. We leave here at 7 o'clock, 7:30 Sunday morning to get to Louisville by 10 o'clock, and I fly out at 12:15. Go Beatles, yes, Roll Tide. We love the Beatles. Never heard a Beatles song I didn't like. Thank you for coming and participating, Bad Spats. We love when people throw stuff in there for us. I like that. We like it. Come back. Come back anytime you can. I'm here every Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come join us. Are you really? I didn't know that. I did not know that, Janice. Hey, race car. A Racar, I'm not sure. Oh, I'm going to Punta Cana. And Diane, I will tell you that my Alexa pronounces it Punta Cana. Thank you, Winter Thunderstorm. That's a beautiful name, Winter Thunderstorm. Thank you. I'm kind of, I'll tell you what, here the last couple of weeks, you know, and I've done this, I've said this before, 3 times in the last 10 years. I've had enough of my hair and got the clippers out and just started from scratch. That's what I was thinking too, Diane, and I was going to go back through those voice messages from Dalbert, you know, my Dominican friend, and see how he pronounced it, but I forgot about it. Thank you, Winter Thunderstorm. That's a really sweet compliment. I'm pretty vain about my hair, as Diane knows. But I will shave it off, buddy. And not think a thing about it. Because it grows really fast, so it's not a big deal. Not a big deal. It's just hair. It always comes back. Or at least so far it has. Hi, Mike Mo. Hi, Cotto. Hi, Carter. Hi, Sweetie Pie. I'm going to see you in Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm going to see you in 3 days. Hi, Mike. Oh, the little clown was not Carter. That was Zion. That was my son, Zach, who lives here. I mean, not in my house, but he lives in the same town I do. He has Zoe and Zion. And Zion was here with me today while his mommy was getting a hair redo. And yeah, so he did my he did my promo for me. But yeah, he's there are many videos of him in those clown wigs and clown noses, and he's even got the gloves and the suspenders and shoes and everything else. They like the costumes. Hello from Mississippi. Hi, Sandy. Thank you for joining us. He's a riot. I will tell him tomorrow is his birthday. He is going to be 7 years old tomorrow, and I'm going to sing happy birthday to him. Kind of too. Yeah, you're right, Carter. Let's see. We'll count tomorrow, and we'll count Saturday, and then I'll see you later in the day, Sunday. It'll be about 2 o'clock Sunday, I think. Hi, Comanche Warrior. Thank you for joining us. Are you really Comanche? Comanche? Not that that's any of my business. Hi, Karen Boswell Mothers. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to sing happy birthday to him before I get off here, JC. I don't think they'll be here because they're over at his Nana's tonight because they're going to be going to Lake Cumberland for his birthday. I will tell him happy birthday. He, you know, I did the video, I put up the video for any of you who saw it where Zach, I think it was Zach's idea, to tie the dental floss around his tooth and then tie the other end to the Nerf bullet and shoot it out of the Nerf gun to pull his tooth. That actually did work. It didn't come out right there, but it fell right out after that. Okay, Janice, thank you for stopping by. Thank you so much. I was going to ask you and Junior if you wanted to be moderators, and if you do, just let me know. I thought it was kind of funny. You know, Zion loves his Nerf gun, so that was how, I think that's how Zach convinced him to let him, here, let's pull it like this, and I think Zion was all right with that because he wouldn't let them pull it, you know, help it come out. Yeah, I know, I remember tie it to a doorknob and slam the doorknob. Yep, I remember that. I'm sure I probably, thank you, Shelley, for sending likes. Okay, thank you, Janice, and I'm gonna do my best. I mean, I know now that I'm gonna have Wi-Fi there. I have confirmed that, so I should be able to do my live from there. I don't see any reason I wouldn't be able to. See if I can pack a ring light and a tripod in my suitcase. Thank you, Wolfette. You have a good evening, too. You have a good evening. Yeah, as long as I've got Wi-Fi, I can do a live from there. I don't see why not. Yeah, it'll be next Thursday at 7:30, and I may. What I'll probably do is sometime earlier in the week, I'll probably do some little impromptu live, maybe from the beach or something like that, or if I go swim with the dolphins. I may do a little impromptu live or something from that, just to check. Well, I won't be able to do it when I swim with the dolphins because I probably won't have Wi-Fi there. Love you, sweetie. Love you, and I'll get to your page soon and catch up. I'm so far behind. It's ridiculous. I have been watching more videos. I've been watching more videos lately, but so many people, and I do not take this as me complaining. I love when people DM me videos. But so many people DM me videos, and I try to catch up on them first because, I mean, they're all people that always watch my videos. And I like, you know, like Janice and Brenda and all of those people that send me, Amber and all those people. Yeah, I know, Janice, you had said that, and I was gonna give you kudos on that video that you did. You know, the one about the family thing, the hashtag families and the rules and all of that stuff. That was very well done. That was really well done. I appreciated that you did that. And I don't have a problem with it because a long time ago, I made the decision that I wasn't going to use any hashtags at all. And because I was using, you know, like I used to do Gen X Hotties. She has Gen X Wolfpack Family. I used to use that hashtag. I used to use a couple of Amber's hashtags, like, can't remember. Something about music and health. But anyway, too many people asked me to use hashtags. And so I made the decision because I didn't want, you know, I don't want to say yes to some people and no to others and hurt anybody's feelings, so I just don't use any hashtags at all. I don't ever use hashtags anymore. I used to when I first started, but I don't use hashtags anymore. I will tell you, hashtags do not change your views at all. Now, early on, I was told that it did. I can tell you that it doesn't. It does not. That's not really what hashtags do. Hi, Billy Barnes. Thank you, Shelly, for sending likes. Hashtags, all hashtags do are group a bunch of videos together under that hashtag. Now, if you're in a big hashtag family, you know, maybe all of those people watch all the videos under that hashtag. I don't know how they do that, but hello, Philip 80s Freak. Hello, I've seen some. You popped back up on my FYP there, brother. I think it's maybe I popped up on your FYP first, but there's a couple of your videos I saw this week that I really love. Always love your videos. Thank you so much for coming. But yeah, I've been all over the place with videos this last week. Yeah, I do. What was one of the last ones that you did? I'm trying to think. It was a song that I love, first of all, and you just nailed it dead on. And I mean, it was great. I cannot remember. You were mostly just singing. You didn't have a bunch of effects in it or anything. I can't remember the song to save my life. Diane, I'm trying. Do you like this coffee mug? It weighs, I think I'm lifting weights while I'm drinking coffee. And I don't normally but I got a set of 6 of these. See it, Diane? And they're huge. Of these coffee mugs, I got a set of 6 of these at the pallet store for $5. That was the last time I was at the pallet store, probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago, or whatever, I don't even know. It was when I went on a Saturday by myself. Yeah, You were admiring it. Well, I have 6 of them, and they were hand blown. And I will tell you this, there's one of them that, like, down here on the base of it, there's like a really sharp, like, what it's like is, you know, where they break off the glass when they blow it, and they didn't sand that down. So I'm gonna get Zach to sand that down for me, because I'm afraid I'll cut myself, and we know we got the thinned blood. We don't want any bloodshed. I know. You would pay probably $7 for one of those mugs. It's really, really nice. The only thing I don't like about it, I just drank out of it because I wanted something different. It's too heavy. I don't like heavy glasses and heavy coffee cups. I don't want to feel like I'm lifting weights while I'm drinking. No, I don't care for that Bailey's stuff. That's not a flavor that I like, but if I had a drink, my drink was a Cosmo made with Grey Goose. That's the drink that I liked. And I will tell you, one of my favorite things, I love limoncello. I absolutely love limoncello in cream, in heavy cream. I like it poured in heavy cream. Shelly, have you ever been to Vittoria's? I don't even know if it's still there. Vittoria's, it's on Sawmill Road, like toward Wedgwood on Sawmill Road. You know, that direction, toward 315. I think it's before you get to 315. Well, I know it is. They have the best limoncello. Well, you guys can imagine that my drink's whatever it is. I'll tell you exactly what it is. It is Highlander Grog coffee. And I like Boston coffee, as you can tell. It's very light. It's Highlander Grog coffee with half and half. That's my drink. Is that what it's? Yeah, I think you're right, because John Angel used to live over there by there, and I think he lived on Presidential. It's over there by where where the Lazy Chameleon is. That restaurant, I love that restaurant. That's one of my favorite restaurants in Columbus. I've never had a White Russian before. I've tasted that Bailey's before. It's just not a flavor that I like. Hello, Daryl Porn. Hello. Yeah, is Janice still here? I can't tell if she is or not. I was going to say, yeah, people crying over Janice. Try to think of how you say her screen name. See, now she's one of the people, I know her screen, but Life Is What It Is 21. She did a video that was about people using these hashtags and getting in these hashtag families where they have all these rules, and I don't know specifically what I know what she was talking about, but, and you know, people, if you don't adhere to the rules, then people kind of reprimand you. And somebody was being mean to somebody, and you know, I did comment on that video, and it was a little more political than I normally am, but I commented on the video that, yeah, I make my own rules. And everybody else has the right to do the same thing, and everybody else also has the right, if they don't like something or they're offended by something, to not watch it and go on about your business. But yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see that, Diane. That I don't see that going over well. Yeah, if somebody tried to reprimand me, about something I did on TikTok. Ooh, that is when the Gracie that nobody wants to see would come out. that you don't want to see that person. It takes a lot to invoke that person, but I guarantee you don't ever want to see it, because it is not good. I'm sharp-tongued and blunt enough without being mad. Don't make me mad. And don't hurt my feelings. I don't like that. Oh yeah. You know, I actually saw a video and I didn't report it, but it probably should have been taken down, because it had a lot of violence and firearms in it. I mean, that were people, I don't know what they were doing. They weren't playing paintball. I don't know exactly what they were doing. But I'm sure it violated some rules, but you know, if I see a video where somebody is viciously bullying somebody else or something like that, now I'm going to report that. I'm definitely going to report that. But or somebody's hurting somebody or something like that, I'm going to be reporting that. But that's probably about all I would report that I can think of off the top of my head. But, Diane, I don't know that I'm keeping up with comments. I haven't seen Junior yet. I did another duet with Junior. Did you guys see that? And I saw somebody else's version of it, and they did they had a whole different take on it. My take on it was I'm playing the straight man. I was the straight man. You know, I wasn't gonna laugh, or where the other person, and the video that she did, you know, it was that thing about the show, the Obsession show, where a woman's drinking gasoline. I'm not going to say any more about that. Yeah, I know the scene you're talking about. A knife. That's not a knife. This is a knife. Yeah, I know that scene. One of my, Philip, one of my videos got taken down that my 2 grandchildren were here. And my grandson had one of those like speed bags, you know, the kind that, you know, that sits on the floor that kids have. And he was in there boxing it and kickboxing it. And that was in my video. Yeah, they took that down. They said it violated the child safety thing. Hi, T-Girl. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, it violated some child safety thing. But, you know, it was violence. It was definitely violence. He was boxing a speed bag and kickboxing it, so. And we had Rocky on the TV. So I guess that was a little violent. I'm gonna check something real quick here because I'm feeling significantly better. I was having some issues there. There we go. I was not feeling it. My heart rate was up and wasn't going down, and I did not feel, I was really cranky and did not feel right at all. So I took a pill, drank a glass of water, and ended up taking another half a pill. You know, my beta blocker said I was actually having chest pain. And I was just exhausted. And so, but I got it. It was starting to come down before I went live, and now it's down to 77. That's pretty good. Yeah. Well, what I did, Diane, when I learned that I was going on this trip, I stepped up my little workout that I did. Oh, thank you, JC. But it's under control. Most of the time I can pull it back. It's all right. I stepped up because normally I don't do any kind of cardio. I'm not supposed to get my heart rate up much over 115. And anyway, I do mostly stretching kind of exercises is what I do. More yoga is what I do. But I do have a little stepper. And I started out the first day, I don't know how long ago it was, a couple months ago. I started out the first day, and I hadn't been on it in a year. And I started out the first day at, I think, 200 steps. And I tried to push that too soon. Plus, I count steps. I don't do it by time, I do it by steps. And I had 50 more steps to go, so I decided to do it real fast. Yeah, that was a bad idea. I think I ran my heart rate up to about 170, and that was not good. But I was able to get it back down. And sometimes I can't pull it back from that. But anyway, so I toned that back down, and I am up to 600 steps now because I needed to do that to kind of build up a little bit of stamina. And it may require me to take, maybe another half or 2 halves of a pill a day to do that. But, I don't have to do that all the time. I can do that while I'm on this vacation. And, to prepare for this vacation to try to get some stamina built up. But I don't have to do that all the time. But, so it'll be all right, JC. And I mean, I know my body. I know what I can do and what I can't do. And I've got it up. Plus I got that 10 pounds off that I wanted to get off. Plus I've done a cleanse. Now don't be saying anything bad about this, Diane, but this is my 5th day of a 5-day fast. Now I have had in there, I have had, I still, I even make my own rules for a fast. I still have my half and half in my coffee. And you can have chicken broth. I've had chicken broth twice. And of course I drink plenty of water. And then I have my hot tea at night with half and half in it. But I will be eating dinner tomorrow night with my neighbor XT. She's getting us food from Noodle Nirvana, which I really like. Oh, hi from Miami. Hi from Miami. And but yeah, I'm feeling good about it. I've got all I have to do is, there's prep work to touch up my hair. Tonight when I get off here, I'm putting the olive oil on my hair. The olive oil will stay on my hair until tomorrow evening. Tomorrow evening I will put the coloring on my hair, and I gotta touch up roots is all I gotta do. And then Saturday I'm doing my little grooming things like my nail polish and my feet nail polish and those little grooming, any plucking that I need to do and stuff like that. All of that is being done Saturday. And that's all I have to do Saturday. Everything is packed. The only thing that's not completely packed is my makeup, and that's because I needed some of it out for tonight. That will all go. I've read every rule. Everything is separated out in the totes and the bags and all of that stuff. And everything's ready. I've weighed the suitcase. It only weighs 20 pounds. All of that's... Everything is, I've got my snacks. I did buy beef sticks. Was one of the snacks I brought to take with me. And I probably won't take those because I won't be able to take those into the DR. It says I can't take meat products. And all I have to do tomorrow, hey, from Rocket City, Alabama. Thank you, Jeffrey, for joining us. And Greg Yoakum. Hi, Greg Yoakum. Thank you for joining us. But all I got to do tomorrow is I need to go get 2 copies of my key made, because I thought Zach already had a key, but he doesn't already have a key. So I got to get him a key, and then I got to get my neighbor XT a key, because she's going to be leaving to go to Texas, and I may not be back until Monday or Tuesday, because I want to try to see Shelly. And Shelly, I'd like for us to try to work out something. Alexa said I could have her car to drive, and I'd like to try to work out something. If you could meet me halfway, figure out somewhere that's halfway between, let's say, Lancaster and Delaware, that would be a big help to me. But I really kind of wanted to go to the dealership, but I don't want to go to the dealership on Sunday. And I don't know if you can meet me on Monday if you're at work. And I don't really want to come to Abrasive. That would be too much of a brouhaha. But I really wanted to see you while I was there, and I was going to send Brenda a text, but she's still not speaking to me. Hello, Jessica Lee. Hello, and hello there, Blake. Hello, sweetheart. I'm going to be in Ohio, Blake. I'm going to be in Ohio Sunday and maybe Monday. Not this coming Sunday or Monday, but the following Sunday or Monday. And I will be at Alexis's if you want to come and see me, or tell me where I can come and see you. Hi, Doc Detroit. But yeah, I will be there. I will be there for 1 or 2 days. Not sure yet. Because our flight gets back in Saturday night, late Saturday night. And so I'm going to stay Sunday and Monday. Yeah, Blake, yeah. Well, we'll work something out, Blake. We'll work something out. You've got my text. Or my mom, if you don't have my, because I noticed the text, the number that I have for you to text doesn't seem to be working, but Mommy's got my number. You can text me and we'll work something out. Hi, Doc Detroit. Thank you for joining us. We'll figure something out. But anyway, hi, we got Kadusky that's saying hi, Mammy. I don't know what that means. But anyway, I had some other things that I was going to talk about. You know, the person, Mr. Barry Spears Music, that does my theme music, he actually cut his finger, and he is going to be off the guitar for a while. I told him he needs to insure his hands. But yeah, so let's, if you guys don't mind, the link to Mr. Barry Spears Music page is on my promo. If you guys don't mind showing him some support, because he's bumming because he can't play guitar for a while. And we said Zion's birthday, and you know, I'll tell you when I started feeling bad today. I got this thing for Zion for his birthday that's this thing that, like, it's a little spaceman looking thing, and it creates the galaxy with the nebula on the ceiling and the walls and everything. Well, you know, it was daylight out, so it didn't really look all that great. So we went in the bathroom where there's no windows and shut the door and did it in there, and he wanted to stay in there and keep looking at it. I broke out in this sweat when I was in there. And after that, I just did not feel good. I felt it was like it drained my energy because I was soaking wet with sweat when I came out of there. I stayed in there too long. That's what I did. Hello there, I am love. Havana. Thank you for joining us. Hi, it's me, Andy. Hi, Andy. But anyway, that I think that might have been what did it, because and then Blake and I came back in the living room, and he was here probably for another hour, and I was wiped. After that, I was absolutely just wiped out, and I was feeling pretty good. You know, my Aunt Iva was saying, well, you haven't eaten anything in, you know, however many days. Yeah, I know. Sweating typically. Hello there. Hi, I am love. And hi, Aiden. Hi, Aiden Spam. Is that my Aiden? Hi, Lanny Tomei. Is that my Aiden? I can't see the picture. Yeah. Hi, sweetheart. You know, I was going to say something about your daddy and your Uncle Zach. About them calling, and I knew they would, calling BS on my Thank God I'm a Country Girl video. my cousin Brian, Aiden, and Addie, and Blake who mows my grass. Those are my cousin Brian's 3 kids. He's got 2 daughters and a son. And anyway, thank you for coming, Aiden. Thank you so much for coming. I got to see Aiden on, what night was it, Aiden? Tuesday night? I went to my aunt's. Havana. Okay. I don't know if I can say it. I don't know if I can say it. Hi, Brenda Shelton. Ava? Is it Ava? I have a hard time with some names. But yeah, my cousin Brian and Zach are always up to give me a hard time. You know what it is? That thing about if you don't want them to get your goat, don't tell them where you keep it tied. Well, they know where I keep mine tied. Zach even made the comment about the Thank God I'm a Country Girl. He said, oh, is that what you're identifying as now, a country girl? I said, yeah, I'm going to identify as a country girl now. I don't live in the city anymore. Hello, love. Hello, love. I will call you love. What saying, Diane? What saying do you love? Tell me what saying you love. I don't even know what I said. I'm a little out of it. I'm going to tell you right now, I lost this phone. I brought everything in here because I was doing this setup at the last minute. I wasn't done setting anything up till 7:15 because I didn't sleep well last night. Haven't slept well all week, actually. I got up early this morning to run errands for my Aunt Geraldine. And then I had Zion coming at 10:30, which, I mean, Zion is no trouble, but I mean, I have to keep him entertained. We were playing and doing stuff. I was just kind of wore out because if Zion hadn't been coming, I would have laid back down and took a nap. And after he left, I don't even know what time it was he left. Well, then I saw that video of Junior's about the show of the woman drinking the gasoline, and that's all I'm going to say because I don't want to give away the punch. It turned out the way I wanted it to turn out because I was trying to be the straight man. I saw another person who did it that I thought did it much better. Hers was funnier. I thought the take that she took, the way her concept of it, I thought was a whole lot funnier because I'm playing the dumb wife. You know, I'm playing the dumb wife that doesn't get the humor. I'm being his straight man. I have probably had insomnia since I was a tiny baby. My grandmother used to keep me. My grandmother always attributed it to the fact that my mother, when I was a baby, my mother worked third shift. And my grandmother always said I got my days and nights mixed up when I was a baby. And I will tell you, I've always, and the other problem, I don't know about, I've never actually looked into the true definition of an insomniac. If an insomniac is somebody that can't go to sleep. Because most of the time, it's not that I can't go to sleep, I fight sleep. I fight sleep. I'd rather do anything than go to sleep. And Zach always says it's because I'm afraid I'll miss something. Well, I don't think that I don't know that that's a valid reason for why I don't sleep. Can't think of anything. I just can think of a whole lot better things that I could be doing instead of sleeping. It seems like a waste of time to me. I guess is my best way of. Oh, the goats. Somebody said that to me one time. If you don't want them to know where you if you don't want them to get your goat, don't tell them where you keep it tied. You know, don't react when somebody kids around with you. Don't react, and then they don't. If they see that it doesn't bother you, they'll leave you alone. Oh, from childhood trauma, yeah, I can see that. I used to have nightmares when I was a little girl. And I've never told this story, I don't believe, on my live before, but when I was a little girl, I had really bad nightmares. And my dad bought a ring that was a snake that like coiled around my finger, and it had a ruby eye. And he told me this story that he went to a fortune teller, and the fortune teller told him that if I would wear this ring when I went to bed at night, that I wouldn't have nightmares anymore. And he told me that story, and that ring, can't tell you how many years that ring stayed in my nightstand drawer. And I put that ring on when I went to bed at night, and that ended my nightmares. And I actually thought that was a cure for nightmares. And I was probably in my 30s when my dad happened to be present when somebody was talking about that. And I said, "Oh, Daddy, all you got to do is get them a snake ring with a ruby eye, and they could wear it when they go to bed, and they won't have nightmares." And hello, Jack Whitman. Hello, sweetheart. But when my dad heard me say that, he said, "Are you kidding me? You still believe that?" And I said, "Well, yeah." He said, "I didn't go to a fortune teller. I went to a gumball machine. I got a ring out of it. And the ring just happened to be a snake with a ruby eye, so I brought it home and I told you that story, to influence me psychologically. And that's why it worked. There was no magic about a snake ring with a ruby eye." And it worked. I had that ring for years until it You know, it came out of a gumball machine, so it eventually kind of disintegrated. But by that time, I was over the night terrors. Now, I do have, if I take something, like if I don't use melatonin, melatonin makes me sleep the sleep of the dead. It's a good sleep. It's like the kind of sleep that when you come out of general anesthesia for me. It is a good story, isn't it? I believed that until I was an adult. My dad couldn't believe that was how my dad did things. He had this very, I'll tell you, I know it's not a good name to mention, but you know the Cosby Show, the one with the Huxtables, the way he would teach Theo these lessons, that very much reminded me of my dad. My dad was very, exactly, it's psychosomatic, and I believed it and it worked. That's absolutely right, love. Absolutely right. But yeah, I didn't think I'd told that story before on my live, JC. But yeah, my dad was very unique. Very unique. He had very different methods of everything. And he was the kind of person, though, and I said it last week, that I would not be the person that I am if it weren't for my dad. Because here's, first of all, what would have happened. Because I am very strong, well, you know, I'm a Taurus, for one thing. I'm a very strong-willed person. And I am kind of, it's my way or the highway kind of person, but I will listen to input and make decisions with that information. I do factor in all the information, but when it comes down to it, I'm going to do what I want to do regardless, or what I think is the right thing to do. I'm not going to say because I'm not a reckless person, but oh, that's it, yeah, absolutely. But my dad, I've actually heard somebody say this, and I'm not going to say any names, but I can tell you that I heard somebody say this in front of my daughter-in-law, Whitney, about how strong-willed her daughter was, and that you got to break that. You got to break them of that. And she told her that because her granddaughter is just as strong-willed, and she said, you gotta break her. You gotta break her will. And I leaned over to Whitney because, you know, she's just like her daddy and her grandma. She is a very strong-willed child. And I told Whitney, I said, you don't ever try to break that. You don't ever want to break a child's spirit, because that will serve them well in life. I guarantee you, I'm sitting here right now and am a survivor because of that. Because nobody ever tried to break my will when I was a little girl. Now, my friend Karen disagrees. She thinks that children should be told no, and that's not how I was brought up. We talked about that last week, Diane, when we were saying if you ain't hurting yourself or you ain't hurting anybody else or doing any property damage, go ahead. Yeah, you don't want to break a child. How I heard it put, what your job is to stack the deck in their favor as much as you can. And, you know, and then you can talk about the keepers, you know, the catcher in the rye. About, you know, what that's about is what it boils down to is keeping a child for as long as you can. And we are the catchers in the ride. We are the ones that are supposed to keep them from falling over the cliff sooner than they should. And falling over the cliff meaning when they become aware of what the world is really like and lose their innocence. You want to keep them a child as long as you possibly can. And that was just, that's just kind of the philosophy that I was raised under. And I just, you know, and I'm very opinionated about. Okay, thank you, JC. Thank you for coming, sweetheart. And thank you so much for all the support. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. I'll always love to see you. Yeah, that I came from that generation too. There weren't, I guarantee you, there weren't a whole lot of other, especially little girls, that were raised the way I was. I guarantee it. I haven't met many. Met a few. But no, it was not. Even when I was a child, my opinion was valued, and what I had to say, they let me say. Now, my dad was not a fan of disrespecting adults, but I will say this, that my dad did something that I think was very useful, is that my dad taught me that it didn't matter who it, even when I was a child, that it did not matter who it was. If it was a policeman, if it was a teacher, if it was an adult, no matter who it was, if they told me to do something, you know, and we can think of a lot of scenarios where this could happen that would end up with something bad happening to us. If it went against my judgment and I thought there was something wrong with it, that I had every right to tell that adult no. And to, you know, get away from that adult and tell that adult no. He told me, he said, just because they're an adult, just because they're a policeman, just because they're this, if they tell you to do something, or you know the kind of things I'm talking about, and you know it doesn't feel right to you or whatever, you tell them no. And then you come tell me. You know? So I was taught that I was not, even as a child, that I should not trust anything that went against my better judgment. You know, if I had the feeling that there was something wrong with it, I needed to pay attention to that. Yeah, see. Yeah, love. I understand exactly what you're talking about the secrets. You know, how there are all these secrets you're supposed to keep. Yeah, I wasn't. If something was supposed to be kept a secret, nobody told me about it. Because I will tell you, I had a bad habit of doing that. I told one of my cousins that first thing I did that I can think of like that, my cousin Rhonda was only 2 years younger than me. When we were little bitty, I told her there was no Santa Claus and proceeded to have her sneak downstairs with me and watch them put the presents under the tree to prove to her, she's probably only 3 years old, to prove to her that there was no Santa Claus. This is the kind of thing that I did. And I told one of my cousins that did not know that, which now it's not a big deal. Then, especially in my family, because nobody in my family was divorced. And, you know, all my aunts and uncles were together for 50, whatever, till one of them died. And, but my mom's oldest brother, he had been married. He was married for like 2 months and his wife just took off. I mean, you know, they didn't have any children or anything. But they never told my cousins that he had been remarried. Well, every one of us knew that he had been married before because my grandmother even had pictures in a photo album of the first wife. I even knew her name. I mean, I was only like 9 or 10 years old. And I told there was a whole conversation that came up, and I told my cousin that her dad, your dad's been married before. What's the big deal about that? And it caused quite a row. Yeah. They were not happy with me. I can tell you that. In fact, people throw that up in my face. Now I'm like, I was 9, for God's sake. Give me a break. I was a child. Why are you telling me stuff, you know? You know, it makes me think of my Aunt Carol, because my Aunt Carol was one of the younger ones, and you know, she used to take myself and my cousin Rhonda with her to places. Well, nobody knew she smoked. I didn't know she smoked. And she smoked in the car with us, and she said, now don't tell Papaw that I smoke. Don't tell Papaw that I was smoking. Well, I will tell you this. When we got back to the house, I about broke my neck. I couldn't get in that house fast enough to tell my grandfather that she had been smoking. I was a tattletale. Hello, Gabrielle. Is that my Gabrielle? Hi, Jessie Louise. Hi, Jessie Louise. Yeah. But, yeah, I was... I lived in my own world, is what it is. And I had... This is something else my friend Karen and I talk about. And you guys, give me some thoughts on this. Hi, Jessie Louise. Give me some thoughts on this, Diane. I'm sure you and Shelley have something about this if I've never mentioned it before. That thing when you're little, that you think that the whole world revolves around you, and then something happens and you have to come, at some point, something happens, and it usually happens sometime after you start school, that you actually realize that the world does not revolve around you. And I think I've told this story before. My point of realization, but I still didn't realize it right away, even when this thing happened. Somebody on the school bus, hello Jessie Louise, and hi Penguin 2097, somebody on the school bus told me that their birthday, they told me what their birthday was, and it was the same as mine. And I said, no, that's not your birthday, that's my birthday. That can't be your birthday. I don't know, I was probably 7, I'm gonna say. That can't be your birthday because it's mine. And I was furious. And I was very adamant that that was not their birthday. They were mistaken. And I went home and I was really upset. And I told my dad about some kid on the bus saying that they had the same birthday as me. And my dad explained to me, he said, now, other people have the same birthday as you. And I said, no, that is my birthday. I don't want other people having that birthday. And he tried to explain to me that in all of time, other people have been born on that day. And I'm like, no. And he kept, trying to explain to me, there's only 365 days in the year. So think about how many people there are. Well, I could care less about any of that. And I don't know, it probably took me a couple more years before it clicked in my head one day that, oh yeah, I guess other people, I guess that would be impossible for me to have my own personal birthday. And it was funny because Zach's thing, because Zach and I talked about this, his experience when he realized And he didn't realize it right then, just like me, but it started making him think, what is going on? Is he wasn't going to school one day. He was taken out of school one day to leave a day early to go to Florida for vacation. Well, when he passed by the school, he saw that cars were there and the buses and kids were there, and he said, "What? The school is open." And they're like, "Well, yeah, you're not going to school today because we're leaving early to go to Florida." He was actually with my Aunt Iva and my Uncle Walter. And we're leaving early and going to Florida. And he said, "Yeah, but the school is open." And they're like, "Yeah, we took you out of school today. School is still going on." Yeah, I think most people never thought it was their own personal birthday. That was just my thing. But anyway, he could not understand why the school was open, because he wasn't there. And they're like, "You know, the school is still open. We took you out of school today." And he said, "I know, but why is the school open? What's the point? I'm not even there." And he said it took him a couple of, he said it took him longer, actually. He said he was probably like 10, 12 years old before he could figure out what the point of that was. Why is the school open? I'm not even there. Now that, that's thinking the world revolves around you. That is the epitome of self-absorption right there. But I mean, that is the healthy way for a young child to be. You know that thing that they say, like you set a 3-year-old down right in the middle of the floor and you play hide and seek with them, and if they cover their eyes, they'll sit right in the middle of the floor and cover their eyes and think that you can't see them because they can't see you. That is actually, it's like the Catcher in the Catcher in the Rye. That's part of being a child, and that's part of ego development. That is a healthy way for a child. I'm talking child. You don't need to care. Some people, I think, carry that into adulthood. That's right, love. He couldn't understand what the point of them having school was if he wasn't even there. Why? What? I don't understand. And that's what he kept saying. I don't understand, but I'm not even there. Why is the school open? Hello there. You guys, I always do this, and I probably embarrass people. One of my TikTok heroes, Mr. Jeffrey Rowe, has joined us. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you so much. I haven't done any duets with you lately, sweetie. I've been doing a few duets, and I will be doing some with you, but I've been, I'm old and I'm going on a vacation, and it's taken me about 2 months to prepare to go on a 1-week vacation. So I haven't been making as many videos. And I've been doing some duets, but I've been doing some kind of easy duets to do, like some of the little comedy things. But I've been watching your videos. You and Johnny Halfacre you dominate my FYP. You and him it's like you're my whole FYP. You and, and then there'll be like another person dispersed periodically in there. But yeah, I think I see most of your videos, and the ones I've seen lately they just keep getting better. They just keep getting better. And I've seen several of them that I would like to put one of our duets together with. And when I get back from vacation, unless that wears me out, Hello, sweetie. I'm so glad to see you. You're one of my TikTok heroes. Yes, I love old movies. I particularly love Betty Davis and Joan Crawford and Katharine Hepburn. Love those movies. I love Barbara Stanwyck. There's a Barbara Stanwyck movie, one of my favorites, called Stella Dallas. One of my favorite Joan Crawford movies, of course, is Mildred Pierce. Probably my favorite Betty Davis movie was actually done, Now Voyager. I can't think what year it was done, but one of my favorite Betty Davis movies is Now Voyager. And I do like I've never seen a Betty Davis movie I didn't love. And I've never seen a Katharine Hepburn movie I didn't love. I've seen a few Joan Crawford movies that she made later on that I didn't love. But those, and I love most old movies. I mean, I don't care for movies made before the 1940s. There's a few, like, of course, Gone with the Wind and Wizard of Oz, made in 1939, that I love. But I think once we got out of the 30s and got into the 40s, I love the 40s movies. Not as big a fan of movies as made in the 50s. Love movies made in the 60s. A lot of good movies that I like made in the 60s. One of my very favorite is Of Human Bondage. Another one of my favorite movies is A Picture of Dorian Gray. I like a lot of old movies. But yeah, I do love Now Voyager. And I love Splendor in the Grass, a movie with, trying to think who's in it now. It was directed by Alfred Hitchcock, I think. Rebecca, a movie called Rebecca. Love that movie. I love The Wuthering Heights. I like The Wuthering Heights with what's his name in it? I can't think of actors' names anymore. Sorry. But another one of my favorite old actresses is Jennifer Jones. I love her. Love Barbara Stanwyck. Yep. Love Stella Dallas. Love The Strange Loves of Martha, what is it, Ivers, or I can't even think. Love that. One of my other all-time favorite old movies, Sunset Boulevard. Absolutely love Sunset Boulevard. Splendor in the Grass. I learned life lessons from that movie as a little girl. I absolutely love that movie. I'm not going to say what the life lessons were that I learned, but I think that they served me well to a point. Yeah, I love Barbara Stanwyck. And I even loved Barbara Stanwyck on Big Valley. I liked her on Big Valley, but I mostly liked the younger Barbara Stanwyck. Oh, there's another movie she was in called Ball of Fire. I love that movie. Double Indemnity, of course, is the one that everybody knows. But yeah, Splendor in the Grass is that's a long, arduous, heartbreaking movie, isn't it? And of course, now if somebody asked me to just narrow it down to one movie, I have always said Gone with the Wind is my favorite movie. I do love Gone with the Wind. I like another movie that's similar to it with Elizabeth Taylor and Montgomery Clift called Raintree County. Love that movie. I love an old movie with Anthony Perkins and Burl Ives and Sophia Loren called Desire Under the Elms. It's more obscure, but that's the movie that I love. And, I will tell you that one of the great compliments that I've gotten when I was younger, and I had dark hair then, is I had more than one person tell me that I look like a young Barbara Stanwyck. I was very flattered by that. I couldn't see it really, but people told me when I was younger that I looked like Deborah Winger. And other people have told me I look like Reba McEntire, so people see things differently. Oh, yeah. You mean the waterfall where she was there about to go over the waterfall? Oh, I'll tell you another newer movie that I really liked a lot. I love Fried Green Tomatoes. I really like that movie. That stands out. If I were going to pick a favorite modern movie, I'm going to have to go with The Godfather. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yep. And well, I will tell you, I love Natalie Wood. Absolutely love Natalie Wood. And love Warren Beatty. I mean, you can't go wrong with Natalie Wood and Warren Beatty in the movie. But yeah, there are so many old movies that I absolutely love. And I could never name, it's kind of like me trying to name music. I love Clint Eastwood. Now the Clint Eastwoods that I like the old spaghetti westerns, and then I like, you know, the Outlaw Josie Wales. Wasn't that big a fan of The Forgiven or Pale Rider. Pale Rider seemed like a remake of Outlaw Josie Wales to me, but I loved Outlaw Josie Wales. Yeah, that was funny. That was a funny scene when they said younger and faster, and she said older and better insured. That was good. I'll tell you, maybe I really loved a couple of them. Was Bridges of Madison County, because I absolutely love Meryl Streep and Clint Eastwood. Another Meryl Streep, couple more Meryl Streep movies that I love. The Deer Hunter. And, what's that other one that she was in? Sophie's Choice. Because I love that book. William Styron, who wrote that book, is one of my favorite writers. Love that movie. Now let's go with from The Deer Hunter and Sophie's Choice, and I love the movie Frances with Jessica Lange. Absolutely love Frances. I like dark movies. I like the dark movies. And probably none of those movies that I mentioned are comedies. Most of them are dark. They're kind of dark movies. I'm kind of like that. I got a dark side for sure. I see my friend Shelly is still here, and of course Diane is still here. Hi Jenny Junk and Kevin Fisher. I didn't see you guys pop in. But I haven't seen Junior yet. I don't know what happened to him. I was hoping to get to see him. Because did you see that video that I did with him, Diane? Just this afternoon, right after Zion left, I was sitting here on the sofa trying to decide if I was going to go try to take a nap. I was a little concerned about taking a nap because I was so tired I was afraid I might oversleep. But I can tell you I'm feeling a lot better. I took another pill and my heart rate now is what? Because my heart rate was 117. Well, 4 minutes ago it was 70, 75. That's why I feel better. I don't feel like... You didn't see what yet, Diane? What did I ask you? Oh, Oh, you didn't see that video yet. Well, I'm not going to tell you anything about it because it has a punchline that I don't want to give away. And I'm the straight man in the scenario. I did see, I was saying it earlier that I saw another woman that did that duet, and she played it her concept of it, she played it completely different than I did, but I was being the straight man. That was my take on it. Oh yeah, and I had to look up all of the rules about the vape. And I did buy nicotine gum and nicotine lozenges in case. Apparently I can take my vape and my juice into the DR, but they won't let me bring them back out. Oh, love, you know, you could just do whatever you want to do. That's what all of the people that do videos on TikTok, we make up our own stuff. We just do whatever we want to do. Whatever, you know, like, I happened to be on Facebook. Yeah, they won't let me bring it back. They'll confiscate them when I leave the DR, so I got cheap ones to take with me instead of taking my expensive ones. And now they told me what I read. I'm saying somebody told me I read that I can take my vitamins even if they're not in the original container. Like I can fill my pill organizer with my vitamins, and there's a good chance that they'll let me take those through. I vape juice with tobacco in it. Or I'm sorry, with tobacco. I vape 12% nicotine. 12% nicotine juice is what I vape. I don't vape any of the CBD or anything like that. It's not the juice that they won't let me, well, they won't let me bring the juice back out. They won't let me bring the lithium. The problem is it's got a lithium battery. That's the problem. And they'll let me into the country with it. They will not let me back out of the DR will let me in. The US will not let me in with it. So anyway, I went through everything. I got snacks, and you know, I don't eat carbs. I like beef sticks. I have the little Atkins, 1 gram of net carb Reese cups, all packaged. I can take them. I have a bag of pork rinds. I can take them. But I also, we're almost out of time. I also bought a package of beef sticks, and then I read that they won't let me bring meat products in. And so I won't be taking my beef sticks, I guess. I mean, I can have my beef sticks till I get to, or as long as I eat them on the plane, eat all of them up on the plane before I get to the DR. So I could still have my beef sticks. I'm gonna say I guess I've never read about keto. I have a pretty good idea of what keto is, but I use the rules of the old Atkins. If I want to lose weight, if I'm trying to drop weight, I eat less than 30 grams of carbs a day. If I'm just maintaining, then I eat 50 or less grams of carbs a day. You can't ever go back to, on a daily basis, eating a bunch of carbs, or you'll put the weight right back on. You need to stay around 50 grams of carbs to maintain and do, when I'm fasting, of course, I'm doing 0 carbs. And people don't get this sometimes, but I don't fast a whole lot for 5 days. That's unusual. I do that once in a great while to just purge everything. And but it's not anything for me to do a 3-day fast. And it's like my Aunt Iva doesn't understand. Well, you couldn't, Diane. You're right, you couldn't because you're diabetic. And my aunt could, like my Aunt Iva, she could never do that because she's diabetic. But you know, when you eat food, it takes oxygen to digest food. And I can tell you that when I get about 2 days into a fast, I feel better than I ever feel. And you may have heard me say that before. If I have stuff to do, like if I'm going with Iva and we're running around and doing stuff, I don't eat until that's all done. Like if I'm cleaning the house, in which I wanted my house cleaned before I left to go on vacation, well, that ain't happening. I mean, my house is never cluttered or anything like that, but it needs dusting, you know, that kind of cleaning. And it ain't gonna happen, I can tell you that. But, yeah, I wouldn't think keto would be good for people with diabetes. But when I have stuff to do, I have a whole lot more energy and feel a whole lot better about 2 days into a fast. And like today and yesterday, I felt really good until whatever it was that happened. I don't know what happened when Zion and I went in, because I got him this, I don't know if you were here when I said it, I got him this thing that projects the stars and the galaxy onto the ceiling. Well, it was daylight and there wasn't a room really. You could still see it in the light. In fact, in that video that he did for my promo, you could see it. Anyway, he wanted to go in the bathroom, and it's a small room, and we shut the door, and he wanted to stay in there. He wanted to stay in there and play with that for a long time. I got overheated in there, and plus I'm a little claustrophobic too, but I just broke out in a sweat. I mean, I had to change my clothes when I came out of there. And so I don't know what, but that's when and after that happened, I felt like a rag doll. I had absolutely no energy after that. And I think my heart rate may have gone up at some point. I may have, you know what happened, Diane? I bet you I got a little dehydrated after I sweated like that. I probably got a little dehydrated, and that's what raised my heart rate. And when my heart rate goes up, I'm limp as a rag. If my heart rate goes up to about 115 or 20, I'm limp as a rag doll. So that's now, well, we you know, when I talk through stuff here with you guys, I figured stuff out. It's my talk therapy. That's exactly what happened. I guarantee you. Because I saw my heart rate was up. It was like 117 and 120. And, yeah, I got dehydrated. That's it. Because I don't remember going and drinking water after that incident. I was just too wiped out to even think straight. And I had to melt coconut oil to put it in one of those little, because you know the coconut oil goes on my hair, in one of those little, you know, whatever it is, 3.3 ounce bottles to go in my liquid bag. I needed to put the coconut oil in there. I about burnt the house down. Oh my God. It was ridiculous. And I told my Aunt Iva, I said, I knew when I put this stuff on the stove that I was going to walk away from this and forget about it. And that's exactly what happened. And it melted. It was a big, huge container of coconut oil. And, you know, it solidifies like Crisco does, or, you know. And I needed to melt it to get it into the, the little bottle. So I took these 2 antique biscuit cutters, 2 metal cylinders. That ring again. I decided to put that peacock ring back on and it's catching everything. I put the 2 cylinders in the bottom of a saucepan to raise the plastic thing up off the bottom of the pan with, about, this much water in it to melt the coconut oil. Yeah, you're right, Shelly. You're right, Shelly. All I'd have had to done was set it outside, because when my air condition wasn't working, all the jars of coconut oil in this house were all liquid. So you're right. That's all I would have had to done. But anyway, I set that plastic container on top of those 2 metal, and here's what happened. The fact that I walked away from it for 30 or 40 minutes probably was the worst part. I didn't think about those 2 metal biscuit cutters, that have kind of sharp edges. When they heated up, they melted right through the bottom of that plastic container because they were embedded in the plastic. Well, then all the coconut oil melted and came out of the original container and also shrunk up, when it melted the original container, and all the water had boiled away. So all my coconut oil wasn't ruined. Actually, nothing was ruined. I salvaged everything, because it made the plastic real brittle, so I just banged it on the counter and the plastic broke away from. I didn't want to get rid of my antique biscuit cutters because I don't know who they belong to. Yeah, I use coconut oil, sweetie. I do use coconut oil. Like if I'm making scrambled eggs or something, I use coconut oil a lot. I like it. It's real light, and I like it on my hair. Because I have really, really dry hair and really dry skin, and I also use it in my bath. I make my own, I melt the coconut oil and put in my essential oils, and I have one that's got lavender and frankincense and a couple of other things in it that I use for my bath. For my face, I use one that's got patchouli, because patchouli is an anti-inflammatory. Yeah, there's a bunch of different ones, and I'm not real particular about what I put on my hair. Usually what I put on my hair is lavender, frankincense, and vanilla. Now, if it was a glass jar, I'd have been all right. It wouldn't have been a problem. And talking that through, I realized what happened. Those 2 biscuit cutters heated up, and they were metal, and the thing is sitting and they're transferring the metal from the bottom of the pan in the stove right to the bottom of the daggone plastic thing, and just burned right into it because they were embedded in it. I actually took a picture and sent to my Aunt Iva because I couldn't explain to her what happened. But anyway, I said all it did to my coconut oil, because I got in there, because I was in my bedroom and I thought, what's that smell? And it's like, oh my God. I mean, it didn't create a smoke or anything else. It didn't even set off the smoke alarms or anything. But I smelled something, and I'm like, oh my God. I left that stuff on the stove, and I knew that was going to happen. But my coconut oil was still good. It has a little bit of it browned it just a little bit, so it had a little bit of a caramel color to it. But I went ahead and put my essential oils in it and poured it into jars. And let me tell you what other stupid thing I did. You know those little plastic liquid bottles that you buy to put your liquids in? I poured the coconut oil into one of those bottles while it was still too hot, and that bottle just went and shrunk right into nothing. I was like, really? When did you become this stupid that you didn't know that was gonna melt that bottle? But anyway, I salvaged, I filled, I think 3 jars with the coconut oil because it wasn't the full container. I'd already used it and made some oils. I'd already made some scented oils with it. Oh, where's Little Tiny Flower? Little Tiny Flower, you were on my FYP today. Oh, hi Pamela from Tennessee. I was yammering away and wasn't even looking at who was coming in. I love that video of yours, Pamela. That last one that I saw, like you know what the last one I saw was. Hi, Little Tiny Flower. You were on my FYP today. That beautiful video of you putting on makeup. You were on my FYP. And I'm promising you guys, I was promising you guys that when I get back, that I'll get, because a lot of you guys are not. Oh, thank you, Pamela. Did you see the, you know what my favorite one that I did? And I can't even remember where I heard that song that hit me to do it, because I actually don't remember ever hearing that Tom Petty song, I Got a Thing About You. I can't remember ever hearing that song before, and I don't remember where I heard it, but I heard it somewhere, and I'm like, ooh, I am doing that song. I love that song. Absolutely loved it, and oh yeah, and there's actually a little what would have been a blooper actually, because that song was so much fun to do and it lifted my spirit so much that by the end of it, because there's like this scream at the end of it, and it had me so giddy from doing that song that I just started laughing, and I literally like fell over like this laughing, and then I got back up and started laughing and doing, because when I laugh and I'm really happy, I will clap my hands even if I'm by myself. And when I watched the video back, I thought, I'm leaving that in there. I kind of like it. I think it gives it some character, but I really liked it. I liked that, leaving that in at the end like that. I mean, it looks kind of stupid when I fall over like that. It's like, what are you doing over there? but I just liked the way it looked. I liked it. But if you watch, I have it pinned to the top of my page because, you know, it is my favorite video of mine right now. The other one that I did that I really like, and how come me to do it is because there's a video of Zoe when she was 8 years old dancing to that Cher Shoop Shoop song from the movie Mermaids. And when I heard that, I thought, I have never done that song. I need to do that song. And so I decided to just do that song. And I kind of like the way that one turned out. I kind of like it too, the Shoop Shoop song. I really like it. And then, let's see, I'm trying to think if I did anything else. I re-edited and reposted the There's No Smoke Without Fire, the Duffy song, but I didn't make that video now. I pulled that out and just did a different edit on it because I do love that song. But I loved that Tom Petty song, I Got a Thing About You. It has got a beat to it that just lifted me. I mean, I was elated when I was singing that song. In fact, I was getting ready. I was trying to go to sleep. And I don't know what I had on and where I heard that song. And I was pretty tired. And that song inspired me so much that I got up and set up and did everything I needed to do to make that video. And that video took a while because I didn't know the words to that song. I had to learn the lyrics to it. And, you know, those take me a while. But the cues in the song just, I just knew them. I mean, they come so naturally. But I love that song. That song is actually the new song that when I do about 45 minutes. And I hate calling it a workout because I can't do any cardio or anything like that. It's really just a yoga workout, just stretching. Like stretching, I do these back stretches, you know, because I have a bad back. I have a spinal fusion, and I have to keep those muscles in my back, you know, pretty well. And I'm doing my stepper. I'm doing 600 steps on my stepper. Because that's all I can do. That's it. But, and then the stretches that I do, and it takes about 30-45 minutes, usually about 45 minutes. I used to listen to Wolf Totem by the Who band. Not the Who, but the Mongolian throat singers. And I have now changed my song, my workout song, to that Tom Petty song, A Thing About You. Because it just, I can't tell you what it is about it. It just lifts, I mean, it absolutely energizes me. No matter how tired I am, it just energizes me. And I love it. Love it, love it, love it. The video, I'm not crazy about the video. The video's not all that great. It's alright, but the song's great. And of course my lip syncing is fine, but it's not anything fancy. Oh, and I did a baby Zoe. I think you saw that, Pam. That was Zoe when she was around 2, not quite 2 yet. And my daughter-in-law Whitney is trying to teach her to sing Jesus Loves Me, and she's trying her best to sing it, and she actually kind of gets the melody of Jesus Loves Me. She's picking that up. But I will tell you, when she was little bitty, I mean, for her first birthday, I bought her an actual drum set. I mean, a real drum set that was miniaturized. That's what I bought her for her first birthday. And the guys that I worked with said she is 1 year old. She is not even going to know what to do with this. And I said, you watch. Because she watched, her and Zach watched music videos from the time she was a baby. But I have video of her, 1 year old. Zach put the drum kit together. He sat her up there, handed her those drumsticks, and I swear to you that this is the truth. She took those drumsticks and she went, counted her time, you know, hitting her drumsticks together, and then started. But I had watched her playing with pots and pans in the floor. And I looked at how she had the pots and pans laid out on the floor, and she had wooden spoons. And I'm sure it was coincidence, but I swear she had those pots and pans laid out on that floor like a drum kit, and had the wooden spoons. And the other thing that she did when she was just a baby, I mean, just barely setting up, is I bought her a tambourine, there's these beautiful wooden toys for children that it had a tambourine, maracas, and an egg, and I forget what else, but it was a set. These beautifully hand-painted, I don't remember where they came from, Brazil or somewhere. And she had a tambourine, and when she was little bitty, she was sitting in the floor. There's actually a video of her doing this. Sitting in the floor, keeping time with that tambourine, and then even putting it up over her head. And because she watched music videos, it's like she knew what you were supposed to do, like hitting the drumsticks together, like 1, 2, 3, and start playing. It was pretty, but yeah, so she started singing before she could talk. And I have video of her with Zach when she was just barely old enough to walk, walking around the house behind him, because he used to walk around the house playing the guitar and singing, like looking for a sweet spot. She right behind him with her little onesie on, walking right behind him with her guitar, singing. She would be singing the same song he was singing, but she couldn't talk yet. She couldn't talk yet, but she could sing. And it was, yeah. And I was on Facebook, because I've started putting some of my videos on my news feed on Facebook. I always put my singing videos on my music page on Facebook, but I've started doing that some. And, well, you know, people in my family are musical. My nephew, when he was 3 years old, he heard there was a movie or something on TV that had When the Saints Go Marching In, and he was at somebody's house, then there was a piano there, and he heard that music, and he sat at that piano and started playing When the Saints Go Marching In. And my dad was like that, my brother's like that. Zach was not like that. Zach didn't just pick up the guitar and could play it. But my maternal grandfather was like that too. He could play any instrument. He was a bluegrass musician. My dad played by ear. He could listen to a song one time and he could play it. And, you know, my brother's different. My brother's a different kind of musician, but no, Zoe was like that. And I mean, Zoe's learning to play the guitar, but she sang before she talked. Just has always sang. There's a lot of videos on my YouTube channel of her singing. But anyway, so I posted actually 4 kid videos. I haven't posted a kid video for a long time, unless you count Zach. But I posted Zion with the Nerf gun tooth puller, Zoe with the Shoop Shoop song dancing. Zion did my promo for me today, and then I posted the baby Zoe video. But thank you so much, user 9969. Thank you so much. Well, I have to do one thing, because I'll have to pull this out and send it to Whitney for Zion. But I have to sing happy birthday to Zion, so you guys, I would recommend either leaving now or doing this. Ow, crapola. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Zion. Happy birthday to you. And Grandma loves you. Thank you guys for letting me do that. But yeah, Zion will like that. I will pull that out and send it to Whitney. But I guess I need to go. I hate to leave you guys, because I'm afraid if I don't get to see you next week. But Shelly, you and Diane, thank you so much. And Shelly, I will be in touch with you on Facebook Messenger, because I will be back in Ohio, and hardly anybody's here, so I'm going to say they live in Stoutsville. Shelly is where they live. I'm going to try to see you on Sunday, unless I'm just hang dog tired to where I can't. But Alexa said I can use her car, so if you could meet me halfway, I mean, you figure out if if you have a way for, and if you're not up to it, Shelly, I'll be back up there. I'll be back up there before long, because Alexis wants me to come up there and stay for a week here pretty soon, or at some point. So I'll get to see you, but if I'm gonna leave it up to you. You Facebook message me. Let's see. I'll Facebook Messenger. I don't know if you have my phone number or not. I'm not sure whether you do or not. But and you can text me and just tell me. And if it would work out better for me to see you Monday, then I'll stay. I'll stay, because I can stay. I don't want to stay much past Monday, because XT, my neighbors, I got to take care of her birds, and she's going to bring her birds and leave them here like Saturday or Sunday. So I'd like to get back, I'd like them to bring me back home by, Tuesday. Because if I can do that stuff on Sunday, then I can get back home on Monday. But now if waiting till Monday means that I'll get to see you, then I'll wait and have them bring me home on Tuesday. But I'm going to leave that up to you. You tell me what works for you. Well, it's the, no, not this Sunday, Shelly, a week from Sunday. I'm guessing it's the 25th. I'm thinking it's the 25th. Well, why don't I look? Well, this calendar doesn't really work that way. Hang on, I can look on this other phone. That Sunday, okay, I'm leaving this Sunday. That Sunday is the 24th, Shelly. It's the 24th. This Sunday is the 17th. But it'll be a week from Sunday. They're only in Stoutsville is only an hour away. Their address isn't Stoutsville. I'm thinking their address is Lancaster, but it is Stoutsville. But if you could, if we could do that on Sunday, that would be great. If you meet me like halfway. If you can't do that, if you're not able to do that, and you need me to, I can come to Delaware. Oh, sorry. Delaware, the state. But I could come there. And Brenda's not responding to me. And I hate to come there and not get to see her. But she's not responding to me. Maybe you could play peacemaker and tell her that I'm coming and I want to see her. Hello, Loki. Hello, Smiles. And I really would like to go to the dealership. You know where that actually is? That actually wouldn't be that far, Shelly. You know where the dealership is in Dublin, right off of Muirfield. That would actually be, it's probably not halfway. But if I decide to go, but see, I don't want to go to the dealership on a Sunday because nobody's there. Oh, I'm doing just fine, Smiles. I'm about to get off of here. Hi, DJ Alexander. Thank you. I've gone 30 minutes over my time. But, anyway, but Shelly, when I get off, I'll DM you. Do you want me to send, I'll send it in Facebook Messenger. I'll send you a message in Facebook Messenger with the number so you can text me. Now, but while I'm gone, you'll only be able to get a hold of me in Facebook Messenger. Either Facebook Messenger or TikTok. Because I'm not paying for international calling. Because I'll have Wi-Fi there. There's no reason for me to pay for international calling. I have FaceTime. I have Facebook Messenger. I have TikTok. I have all those ways you know, stay in touch with people, and I can make calls on Messenger and FaceTime, so I'm not paying for that. But anyway, we will work it out, Shelly. And I'm going to do my thing. Like I always say, I want this to be your favorite TT show every Thursday night. So I'll see you next week. Same time, same station. Love y'all. See you soon. And hopefully, I will see you from Punta Cana next week. I'm hoping to go live from there. We'll see. Love y'all.